What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel ANDERZÉN. Don't really know how to start this video, but I'm not trying to be YouTube dramatic or anything like that, but my wife basically got into a really scary scenario with the ML55. She was on her way home with her cousin, and basically a small white pickup truck with a headlight out looked like it was following them. She made it turn into a neighborhood. They kept following her, and when it got real apparent that they were doing so, they called 911, and they basically kept trying to get away. Came down one street, turned onto another main street, and at that time the car rammed into the back of the ML55. After that, she basically just boogied out as fast as she could, trying to lose them, trying to make turns into different neighborhoods and different places to try to get away, and ended up in a spot where she felt safe and turned the car off and waited for the police to meet her there. My son and I were on our way home. Was literally pulling into our spot when I got the call from her cousin telling me what was happening, and at that point I literally threw him over to the ML63 because we were in the E420, and drove basically like a police officer myself as fast as I could to try to get to them. And just thank God that she was safe, thank God her cousin was safe, that you know, just nothing happened, because we don't know what the intention was of the person that was doing that. Obviously they didn't have any good intentions, but you never know. There could be 1,000 different variables of what they were doing, whether they were on drugs, whether they had the intentions of harming them. It's just terrifying to think about, and I'm so thankful that they're okay. And man, it was just scary. It was terrifying, and I'm telling you guys this because just to be aware of things like that happening, and to be very careful with your decision making, to be very vigilant and everything when you're driving, especially at night, and just anything like that. Because I mean, we're in a good area, to be honest with you guys. Like, I've never heard of anything like this happening, but things happen, and it doesn't matter what area you're in nowadays. There's crazy people out there, and I just want everyone to be safe. So it's just a reminder for all of us to stay vigilant, be aware, check in with your loved ones, always be with somebody if they're driving somewhere like that. I don't know, just that awareness and realization that things like this can happen, and it's scary, and you got to do everything you can to be cautious and try to avoid and do the right thing if anything like that happens. So the ML55 suffered a little bit of damage. Luckily, I mean, I could care less about the car. I'm just very thankful that the car is quick and strong and got them safe, you know, out of there. But it did suffer a little bit of bumper damage, so I'm going to take it over to my buddy Arthur's shop, let them do the quote, and in all likelihood, I mean, we'll just have the insurance send us a check, and I will find a spare bumper and throw it on myself, or try to repair the spare bumper myself. But we have to do this process since it's through the insurance and everything, so just gonna try to do it right. And Arthur offered to help out, so thankful to him as well. They're right down the road, and can get us in a squeeze. So that is why I started recording this video, just because it has to do with the cars, and more importantly, just a kind of PSA for you guys, just to be aware with your loved ones out and about. Like, it just happened to be that I was not with them at that time. They had gone over to another family member's house, and I was at my parents' house with my son. And you know, the day was fine before that. We were just kind of all hanging out and doing our own thing, and yeah, I just wish I was there with them when that was all happening. But like I said, thank God nothing bad happened, but more than it did. Right now it's hailing, and I'm gonna get over there before this gets any crazier. But yeah, I'll show you guys the damage that was done and update you guys along the process. You saw the damage there. To make lemonade out of lemons real quick, we always like checking out the cool cars that are sitting over here. But All right, you guys saw kind of the lemons that we got with the whole situation with the ML55. My wife obviously been shaking up for the last few days, so it's Valentine's Day today. We want to do something special for her real quick. We got to go on a quick mission though, right? Yeah. Because she's only gonna be gone for a few minutes with her cousin that's in town, so it's our only chance to sneak away to get her some little surprises. So we're gonna go do that right now on the ML63. I'll catch you guys in a little bit and show you in detail the damage on the ML55 and talk about what the plan is. All right, you guys, back secured. Got the little treats for mom. Let's go back home so we can surprise her. All right, you guys, finally got a little bit of time and decent weather to show you damage on the ML55. So first off, there is obviously a lot of scrapes and scratches into the plastic, some pretty nasty gouges into the plastic, and then this is the biggest part. It's all cracked here, which this thing survived for a long time. These are very typical to get cracked like this because it gets kind of brittle over time, and any little bump will pretty much shatter them. But this thing has held up pretty well, and even getting hit as hard as it did, didn't crack much. But the other part is the hatch here. You guys can see this is all cracked underneath here, all like paint chipping, and this also got like bent down. So yeah, kind of sucks because this is all a separate piece. I don't know if this is like double-sided taped on or if it's clipped on, probably clipped underneath here. But yeah, that's the damage so far. It's also cracked and kind of bent in a few spots right here. Doesn't look like it pushed in much as far as like, you know, behind the actual bumper or anything, but definitely was a pretty good impact. It's just this thing's pretty strong, so it took it pretty well. But I'm on my way over to get just one more estimate so I can send over my insurance. I don't really know what the insurance is going to do yet. I'm a bit worried that they're going to try to total the car out because in their minds, this thing is probably not worth very much, even though you guys and I know that it's worth more than they would value it at, especially with just having them be as hard to find as they are nowadays. So we'll see, but I just wanted to get a couple estimates to let them see and kind of go from there. If they do decide to total it out, I'm gonna really fight them on the price and show them a lot of like examples out nationwide, because these things are hard to find, and you guys know I've definitely taken care of this one. We've done a lot of work to just keep it, you know, very roadworthy and somewhat nice. I mean, it's got obviously 24 years of wear and tear, but it's still in pretty good shape, and you know, it's at 175,000 miles. Still cruises great, still does everything it's supposed to. Everything works. So yeah, I'm gonna be fighting them big time on the price if they try to say that they're gonna total it out. And if they do, I will buy it back after they total it out, because I don't want somebody else grabbing it for 1,800 bucks or whatever it's gonna cost after something like that happens. But I'll let everything play out. I don't know that I'm just kind of being cognizant that that might be a reality, just because I know an older Mercedes like this, they're not gonna value it at much. So we'll see. Again, the biggest reason I'm making this video is just showing, because it has to do with the cars, and just at the beginning, like I said, bringing awareness to you guys. Just be really careful, be cognizant when you're out and about, especially your significant others or whoever else, your family members, siblings, you know, older family members that are out driving alone. Just always know where everyone's at, stay in communication. Like, I don't know, it's just, it teaches us we got to adjust a little bit to make sure that if any scenario like this ever happened, God forbid it ever does, don't wish that upon us or anybody else. But if we ever got in a scenario, we're even better prepared than we were for that last scenario, and my wife already handled it really well, and I'm super proud of her for taking control of the situation, but it was scary, and it's still scary to think about, and that's why I'm kind of, it's a PSA to you guys of like, you know, be careful. So I'm gonna head over to the other shop. We'll get the second estimate, send it over to our insurance, and I'll just kind of keep you guys posted as far as what's gonna happen.